Hiana sienech deve surt. Dayanan deve sundayana. Hite netayene sitayana matukta ia surtomo Hien deve durt. Int sut ayana. Intayana yana yan deve so. Intantene tono, intayeno suarta. Isenden ton toyane mena Jesu. Intayene toyonon toranam. Ishende mehende yena Turan hanam tenoyo Isunda yenin turan hamdono Isende shene yena Hindayana hindayi Yavan deve sucht Iana se senti surt ianachtaha Min deve neshoyo nochtuk dayana Ite senete yenachtai. Satnam, thank you for joining me. Thank you for connecting. Tahayana sieve senechtur taikaladndikia. So after traversing the fields, we become comfortable with our shadow. We become comfortable with the weirdness that we are, the uncomfortabilities that we are, the shadows that we are, the missteps that we take, and the notes that we sing off key. When we can really sit with that within ourselves, when we can really look at that part of ourselves and basically have a beer with it, you know, or rather have a joint in my case. When we can sit with that part of ourselves and truly connect with it, truly be present with it, and truly accept it for what it is without the need to change it, without the need to make it better or make it go away or heal it, or transmute it even. Only then do we truly receive, do we truly take back our power. Not that is the end goal. The end goal ultimately is to learn to love everything, because that is where true power lies, right? So the end goal should never be to become comfortable with our comfortability in order to heal it, in order to pass it by, in order to outgrow it, in order to be above it. That is not the point. The point is to always be completely present with everything. New Earth is not about uncomfortability and shadow and wounds being magically altered and healed. New Earth is about being completely present with everything that is happening. New Earth is about being completely present with everything that has happened. We need to be completely, utterly without ourselves. The only truth is God. The only truth and the only will is that of the Father. In that way, darkness plays its role in furthering God's plan, in furthering God's play, in furthering God's movie, whatever it is, however it is that you see it. But in order for us to truly allow that, in order for us to truly allow God to move through us, we need to be completely comfortable in how God expresses its shadow self as well. Nothing can exist without God permitting it to exist. Nothing can exist that is not God, right? Because God is everything. Even the Bible states, I, the Lord your God, create the light and the darkness. It's a thing. In order for us to fully accept that, we need to fully accept it within ourselves. By fully accepting our humanity, fully accepting our own shadow, we do that by loving it completely. The parts of us that do not want to accept the shadow is part of the shadow, because it is only the shadow that is not accepting. It is only the shadow that does not love, right? So if you find yourself in a space where it is difficult for you to accept yourself and to accept a shadow aspect of yourself, accept the fact that you cannot accept yourself right now. Accept the fact that you do not accept yourself at this very moment, because that in itself is the medicine. That part that does not accept you, the part that does not accept the part that does not accept you, that part as well needs the medicine. It needs the nourishment and the encouragement. It is okay for me to not always love myself 100%. I need to love myself enough to know that it is okay for me not to always give everything of myself, even to myself. It is okay for me to take a break. I love myself enough to accept the fact that I am not ready to change this pattern. I love myself to accept the fact that I am ready to change this pattern. Tai ieneve suta nandie noch shurtka. Niene sheye tuach ta'a mintevenu. Ianasa. Nianasi enechteveshu it'a. Trrrt intevenu. True power lies in fully accepting. True power lies in true acceptance. When you fully accept a situation for what it is, and you fully accept the reaction that you have towards that situation, then you reclaim your power back in that very moment. Because once you fully accept something, you are no longer attached to any form of how you perceive it to be, how you want it to be, which means that you are no longer giving any of your energy to it. Which means that you are free to shift your focus and shift your energy onwards to something else, to something that is much better for you, that is in better alignment for you. Be comfortable with your shadow, because it is not going anywhere. It is not something that we shed. It is not something that we outgrow. It is not something that we learn to live above. It is something that we continuously walk alongside with. The shadow has a very important role that it plays. Shadow in a very human perspective is meant to assist in protecting and serving in a realm where duality is very much part of everyday life, right? So in that way, the shadow is playing its role, always according to the will of God. Our role is to meet that shadow within ourselves and walk alongside it in every now moment, completely loving and accepting for what it is, but being the balance, embodying the balance, embodying the allowance of our shadow, thus creating a space for other people to allow themselves as well. The shadow is just pain. It is only trauma. It is nothing more than stories that we tell ourselves continuously. I am not taking away or invalidating your pain. It is a story, albeit a painful story, but that doesn't make it any less of a story. The only truth is God, and that pain is God. But it is only an expression of God in the form of a story, in the form of a situation. But when you love it, when you fully accept it for what it is, when you know it, when you are it, you reclaim your power and you shift your energy onwards to something that is of greater importance to you, if you so choose, of course. And once again, the shadow is not something that you then leave behind as a distant memory. It is something that continuously walks with you. You continuously dance with your shadow and your light, continuously balancing yourself between the two. That is ultimately what creation is. That is ultimately what life is. And that is what God is. God is dancing between the two infinite points. Thank you so much for connecting. Thank you so much for receiving. Thank you so much to all of you who have been donating. I so much appreciate this. Please receive this love, receive this blessing, receive these teachings. I thank you for those donations. Thank you for those who contact me in regards to the sessions. Thank you for taking that step towards improving and catalyzing your journey and your existence into something much more beautiful and much more magical. If you do wish to work with me, please do contact me on the email provided. I will provide you with the prices, etc., etc. It really does take a lot to work with these energies, and when you agree to work with me, you can be assured that your life will take a turn that you will not expect. The energies in your life will shift completely. Things will shift completely in ways that you would have never thought probable to be a path. Spirit is just so amazing. So yes, please do contact me. If you do wish to donate, I really do appreciate it. My PayPal link is provided in the description box below as well. I will send you off with just another blessing for this week. Much love, blessings, and may Spirit guide you always. May you always search within yourself for the wisdom and the truth that has always been there and always will be there. Hi ana sayanati evesu tana tua shierte vesehe shienechton hono. Ia asia nete ia nachtam Turanaya yanteve sum tam 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 Uson enteneana yantanam tanam Inteveve yanahanaham tanam tayana shieneho Puranachtam Neveseya. Much love. Satnam.